Hi all, this video is to explain how to read this farrow control report. From this farrow control, we can know what the results of our preg checks are. So we'll know what our current conception rate is and what our farrowing rate is projected to trend at. So I pulled the report for batch 123. So I pulled a log date of November 29th to December 19th because that will grab all of the sows that we bred for batch 123. So you see in the week of December 5th, we bred 64 sows. In the week of December 12th, we bred 193 sows for a total of 257 sows. So if you sum it all up, this just is going week by week, right? So how this works is this is starting from December 5th. This is 6 days later, 7 days later, or 13 days later, 20 days later, 27 days later. So if you take the whole batch here, right, total 257, in the first week, we had about 1 sow dropout. Second week, we had 1 sow dropout. Third week, we had 1 sow dropout. And here's where it looks like we did preg checks. So after preg checks, we'll have total 233 sows that'll be due to farrow currently in the batch. Now, so it says total dropouts, 24% of dropouts. That means so far 9% of our herd has dropped out. Number of total pregnant farrows, right? So we'll have 233 left still to farrow. And what we have projected to farrow. So given our historical average, it kind of makes an assumption of what we're projecting that will farrow for this batch. Now, this could be wrong, or that's just the projection that the system is giving us given historical data. And so our projected farrowing rate will be 82%. And again, left in group, we have 90.7%. So that would be our current conception rate is the 90.7%. So that's how you see kind of what the results of our preg checks were. So currently we have 233 sows that are still due to farrow. You can see here the remaining pregnant. It just kind of breaks down the data in a different way. So you see the remaining sows that are pregnant week over week. So, 35 to 41 days later, 28 to 34 days later, we only have 233 sows still pregnant. We had total 14 dropouts, 90% still pregnant. And then here again has the historical farrowing probability. And that's pretty much it. Here you can see a parity breakdown. So if you want to see which are the sows that dropped out, it looked like most sows coming from parity 4 were the ones that actually dropped out. A couple coming from parity 7 and over dropped out. And then 1 from parity 3 and actually 4 from parity 2. So this is telling us when the sows dropped out, what parities were they and when they dropped out. So that's, again, more or less how you can read this report. The key thing to look at is what was our conception rate after preg checks, after the first preg checks, right? And that was 90%.